StarSeed Continuum is an interactive show where high vibe souls come together to read energetic patterns through the evolution journey deck. Are you ready to expand into the cosmos and connect with your star family? Sit back, relax, and connect into the frequency of your highest potential with host Kathy Reed.
Hi, this is Kathy, and this is StarSeed Continuum, a place where we come together as family to really reach the stars, because that's what I'm feeling. So we're going to do a roundtable today on bridging the connection to our younger generation. I know all of the people on this call, we really have a passion for the kids, and they're not only gonna we're not only gonna bridge to them, they're gonna bridge to us, because they are holding such a frequency, and they can move in, like Leanne was saying, they can move in so quickly that we're gonna take a little just a respite from that, because they're gonna help us as much as we're gonna help them. So together in unity, I just feel that the dress rehearsal's over. We are bridging very quickly into this new earth, and I could feel it. I could feel the frequencies raise, and it's an exciting time. So what I'd like to do is just set the stage, set the frequency, and do an activate. Just do a little small activation to get us all in the space. And then we'll just turn it over to everybody. Okay, everybody just put your hands on your heart. Go into that heart space. We're watching the DMT. I'm already seeing it come in. The DMT is activating each one of us, because we're in that heart space. We're in the ascended ion, and we're just in this place of flow. It's flowing, and a beautiful frequency as it's coming in and setting right there in our heart space and in that ascended DNA. So as we're sitting here, that DMT is turning on and the H3O2, we're watching the spin of the hydrogen atom and the bonds. They're starting to spin very, very slowly first, but it doesn't take very long, and we're spinning at a higher state. So when we're on this call, that bandwidth is opening up, and our frequency is just holding in this beautiful space. So thank you. I love you. It is done, and we can continue. Does anybody want to start it off and what they're feeling about this subject? It's a round table, and we want to just get your feelings on what it is that I'm even talking about here. Because I really had these bullets, these come in. You know, how do we support ourselves, and how do we support the kids? We're creating this intention and connection. We're engaging as way showers, pioneers, guides, and be mindful of the avenues as they arise, because they're going to rise for all of us. When you have an opportunity to step into this frequency and smile at a younger person, or just be in a restaurant and see them come up as your server and just have a knowingness and a connection. And it's being unconditional and supportive. We're consciously creating a bridge, and we're bringing in the wisdom. And are we listening as well as are they listening? This is about unity. And this is kind of what I was feeling into this morning when I was bringing this up. So does anybody want to start with a little bit of how they're seeing this? Oh, Leanne.
Yes, I would actually love to start. Thank you for that activation, Kathy. That was beautiful, and I very clearly saw the DM code 22 um, come through and activate with that transmission. And what was shown to me, and I've been experiencing it myself as a mother, and as you also brought through when we're walking around in Walmart, like just these kids are just connecting through the eyes, and it's like this um, deep knowing that we are one. So I love that you brought in that oneness, and I love the 22 because it is in co-creation. And as way showers for these young little star seeds, I think if we just hold that space open for them to stand in their truth, and the wonder that they are, and the limitless potential that they have, and keep that door open outside of collective consciousness, which is so limiting. I think that is the most important message as a mother and as a guide that we can give these children, that anything is possible, and to honor their intuition, that deep knowing inside, and to really embrace the journey, because it doesn't have to be survived. It's something to be experienced, and it's beautiful, and living in awareness is the key to living that limitless potential.
Thank you, Leanne. That was
You're
beautiful. We're ready to hear from Gudrun.
Yeah, it's so wonderful to be here. Thank you so much. What I would like to share is that when I was pregnant 33 magical years ago, I instantly felt the frequency change in my body. And what came into my mind was instantly, what if I give birth to my master? And that always this feeling stayed in me and guided me, and just, it was such an amazing energy. And that was the approach, just to treat my son with so much respect and gratitude and deep unconditional love. And that's the way I still treat him and my grandchildren and all the children and all the people I meet. So what if they are the masters, and each and every person I meet, they all have such an amount of precious gifts, if I'm able to be still enough to listen and to receive it and to really take it in. And yeah, that's just, it touches me so deeply. I'm so passionate about children, and yeah, being a mother and a grandmother. And thank you so much for this opportunity to be together and to share about this wonderful topic. Thank you so much.
Sandy, do you have something to share? I know you always do, and it's always so beautiful.
I'm really happy to be invited to this group. And I wanted to say, Leanne, I love what you had to say. Yesterday, we did Shannon brought in a code to hold unity consciousness for the world. I'm not saying it right, but I think that it would be nice for us to do that with, finding a code that we could all plug into every day, that actually was about the youth of this country being the ones that are going to create a new world. And so, Kathy, maybe we could do that with the new GMT codes, and let's bring in a beautiful code for all of us to align with, for the youth of this country, or the youth of the world, for the next generations to come, for it to be beyond the third dimensional reality. So that's what I wanted to share.
Yeah, we will bring in a code. I'm already seeing it. And let's just have a couple more people share before I bring in that code. Serena, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I'm going to change the energy, not the energy, but just a different take on the subject, because I spent my career as a therapist working with children, and most of them through Child Protective Services. And I think it's just so important to realize that some of the, star seeds are coming in from every possible, I mean, they're grabbing on to any place to grow in a uterus that they can to get on the planet to do their work. But some of them come in with really compromised situations. And so I think, I'm really aware as I wander through stores or around the planet of noticing children that maybe aren't in the most ideal situations with their caregivers. And I always try to connect visually with them, and send them so much light, and actually just bless the heck out of them, because they've drawn into a situation maybe that isn't as ideal as we would like for every child to have. And so I just think it's really important, if you see a child that isn't maybe doing so well, or somebody is not treating them with the honor that they really deserve, to really blast them with light. And just because I think this planet we're going through so many shifts, and the kids are really going, what the heck have I come in to, and we as light workers really want to support them and just do anything we can, and even just prayer or thoughts really shift things. And so you don't have to go up to anybody and make a visual or an exchange of words or anything, but you can blast the heck out of them wherever you are and really create something better for them. And so I just want to put that out, because I've just spent most of my life being involved with children who didn't have the best situation. And, we've all taken really good care of our children and blessed them and nurtured them. And I have a beautiful son, that when he was in utero, I got the name Joshua, which after reading that it was the Greek name for Jesus. And he's always been this really highlight. But not everybody had that experience. And so I just want to put that out, because that's one of my missions, is to continue to serve those children. And I spent yesterday at an event for homeless youth in my community that I support. And, it's just so important to support.
I'm feeling that, Serena. Thank you for sharing that. And that is true. That's what I meant by the grocery store, Walmart. It's that eye contact that says volumes. It's volumes. You don't have to speak to the person or the child or the young adult. All you have to do is just look at them and hold them in the highest esteem.
Yep.
Luann?
Yes, thank you. And even sometimes I find, and I just had this experience just a couple of days ago, I was in the grocery store, and there was a group of young people that came past me. They were late teens, early 20s. There were 6 to 8 of them. I don't remember how many now. But as they're walking past me, I had this wave of emotion hit me, and this panic, fear almost about, I don't want to be here, and it was just very intense and very visceral and very, very deep experience. None of them made eye contact with me, but I was conscious as they walked past me. There was an energy in the field with a group of them as they moved. And I just held it in love for them. And so it's great to make the eye contact. I guess that's the point I want to make, because I believe that, and I have done that for years, especially with kids and babies. When they make eye contact with me, I don't break eye contact until they break eye contact. And I've had parents look a little nervous at me in the grocery store line a few times, you know, but I just keep smiling and kind of, maybe I'll say hi, you know. And I think that's great and that's wonderful. But the point is that even without making eye contact, just holding the field and being present when that wave washes up against us, and know that we're doing it for, you know, that it's being held for them to find the bridge.
That's the important thing, is find the bridge.
Mhm.
Aubriana, do you have something? I know this is a passion of yours. Do you have anything to share?
Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, it is very near and dear to my heart, and I was getting really feeling a lot of things when Serena was speaking, because I myself feel that, you know, coming down and choosing a difficult upbringing made me very strong. And so I feel like when, like, the biggest thing that I can do is just show up for them. And so I do have a lot of people come to me, and it's usually at this very specific part in their spiritual journey. But a lot of just very that same feeling of like, I don't want to be here. I get a lot of people like that. And what I find is that I really just show up for them, like literally just in my physical being. And I don't even, you know, it's the same thing that you guys are talking about, where I don't even need to use words. It's just that they almost like they see through me, and that I don't have to tell them my story. I don't have to tell them what I've been through, but they know it. And then it's almost like when they connect with me, like they can feel that sense of like safety and security. And then working with like, I've said for a lot of years now that addiction is the actual epidemic of our generation. I've worked with a lot of young adults and younger people with that too. And what's so interesting is that when they show up, because they all show up in different ways, but when they show up for sessions with me, I don't even have to prompt it. Their higher self will come through and tell them almost every single time that they are here to change the world. And it just blows me away every single time, because of course I know it, I already feel it in my soul, but when their higher self comes through and tells them that, and you just like feel like this whoosh of like light and gentleness. Yeah. And then what was really interesting just now when we were doing the activation, something that came through, I've never really thought about this before, and I don't know if it's actually like finished yet, but there's this sense around what we do as far as turning on the intelligence within ourselves, like turning on our own technology, that I saw was almost like helping to balance the increasingly staggering numbers of technology, you know, like actual technology out in the 3D world, how that is affecting and increasing the density. It's almost like when we bring it around to, you know, turn it inside out and turn on our own organic technology, it feels as if that is helping to balance that energetically, if that makes sense. So that was just what was coming through during that activation. But yeah, so thank you for
sharing. Thank you. Gabriella.
Thank you too, because I think each and every one has brought something in that resonated with me. The first question that came was, well, you know, we spoke about us and them, so there was a separation, and I want to bring mindfulness about that. Is there a separation? And the second thing that came in for me was, what level of consciousness are we holding as we speak, and inviting, again, being mindful, are we, so the kids who, you know, who have struggle in their life, and think back to when we were young, how many of us were bottom feeders, and what is our job in, how can we do our job best, so that if there is someone who may struggle to be here, and we've bridged now into the collective consciousness, yeah, with the activations yesterday. So it's about, I really feel strongly, what frequencies are we holding, so that the new earth humans, and many of, actually, I'm just kidding, many of them are holding this absolutely already. So I don't think there is an us or them, but it's about really holding that consciousness, that, and I'm getting the words like we all are rising into that. And so it's holding that field so it can multiply or expand. Yeah, that's sort of what I'm getting here.
Leanne.
Thank you, Gabriella. If I can just bridge on that, because what was coming through really strongly is, as somebody who has had my fair share of challenges as well, I honor all those challenges, and that if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have ascended as quickly as I have. And that's where we hold the frequency, because they will attune really quickly, and they need to step into their empowerment. And so it's not about bringing in the story. If we're going to hold them outside of the matrix reality, we need to hold the frequency and bring them and bridge them into the 1 to the 2 to the 3, and so that they'll attune just like that, but they need to believe in the source intelligence that they are. So this is why they chose that path, and I honor them all, and we can hold them in it because we can relate to it, and I just don't want to lose sight. There is no more victim. That's the hardest program to release. Done with that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And if you look at Brianna and Aaron here, who are masters in their own unique fields, so yeah, it's just such a delight to collaborate with or without words in that intelligence.
Yeah, I'm getting chills. I look at who's represented here on this platform. We have such a variety of people, and what our passions are, and how we're all being in this world. I just feel chills over and over again. Victoria, I keep looking at you. What do you have to share? I just feel you do. You have something to share.
Thank you. Yeah, just sitting here listening to everyone, particularly what Gabriella and Leanne were just saying. What was coming through for me is really about just staying in our frequency and keeping that high vibration, because I feel we've got to remember that we're all on our own soul paths, and we don't know what these children have come in with, the soul lessons that they want to learn. So I feel that just by holding that vibration, if they come and they find us, then we're ready to offer something. But I think it's about us being, responsible for ourselves, and not feeling that we're actually responsible for anyone and everyone else. That was what was coming through for me.
Does anybody else want to share before we do a DMT activation? Sandy.
Oh, I need to turn
Oh, you just put yourself on mute.
Yeah, you know what I wanted to share? I wanted to share a practical tool, which is really, when I think about it, this is really inspiring me to really get finished with this book that I've been working on now for a year and a half. But, you know, it's like understanding that the young people are really unconscious and in the matrix taught, you know, opposites. And it's a very freaky time for them, because even some of the support that they had in finding their way through socialization was interrupted because of COVID. So there's a lot of, you know, a lot of people not, a lot of young people not fitting in. They don't fit in. And the promise of what's going on in this country leaves them a little of, well, you know, without really something to even aspire to. So when I think of the practical way, you know, it's like every time I have an opportunity to get into a conversation with my grandson, you know, I make an effort to begin to find the things in him that I think are just grand, and not just keep it quiet. Or even other young people that come into my association with them, in conversation, finding out something that you can be a reflection for them to own positive things about themselves. Just on a baseline, what can I do to make somebody else feel good about themselves? I wanted to share that.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you. Thank you. Aaron.
I hope you can't hear any dog barking in the background. Yes, there might be a bit of that. So yeah, I loved all of the shares from everybody. And I just wanted to bring in some pieces around Mother Earth and Gaia, because she hasn't been brought up yet. And I just think it's helpful to get young people connected to Gaia, because, you know, we inherently have such a deep soul connection with her. She embodies, if you want to see it like this, the mother energy. And like with everything, with technology and everything like that, getting, and people not wanting to be here, because I definitely felt it myself. The thing that's really helped me is just connecting with her, because sometimes a lot of us that are so sensitive, even the reflections of people make us want to go, ooh, like I don't want to go near some things, right? And I just wanted to bring in that nature piece, because we have such an ally there. So thank you.
Leanne, I wanted to know if you would, if we could do a tandem on this code that's coming in. I'm feeling it really strongly, but we can, I feel that, you and I together can bring in this really high frequency of code, this DMT code that's coming in.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Do you want me to start, or could I follow? You lead, let me know.
Okay. Okay. I'll bring in the first one, and I know you've got the second one, and I feel that Serena's got the third one, and Aubriana's got the fourth one, because there's 4 codes. Okay, everybody just drop back into that heart space. We really haven't left it. We're in this really high frequency. And so the first code, the DMT code, that's going to be the base, along with the loose gone, the 33. is the 6.
Then I'm going to just layer over top of that again, very clearly, 22.
3,
I'm pulling in the 7.
Okay, we have 6, 22, 3, and 7. Now we're going to add the 9 and the 33 on top of these, and we're just going to watch it sequence and just go into full-blown expression. 6, 22, 3, 7, 9, and 33. Feel into that. I can feel it coming up from the bottom of the loose on 33 as it's unhooking, and then it's setting in this frequency of amazing bandwidth and energy. Just breathe into that as we're watching this just unfold in this moment. Leanne, do you have anything to add to that? Anybody who gave a number, I'd like you to just say a couple of things.
I just saw the bridge also from what Erin said, and earlier with your first activation, that Gaia, she can turn on expression at any, go into expression of the intelligence at any given now moment, and she's just so loving watching all of her children move into their mastery, and she's just glowing with pride and delight, and it's an honor for her to experience this journey with all these star seeds.
Thank you, Serena.
I'm just feeling an abundance, just so much love. Maybe that's why I wore this today. But anyway, just this powerful surging of love. And that if we can just beam that out, no matter where we are.
And Aubriana.
Hearing structure and hold the field. It's just so important just to hold it, just show up.
And then we're adding the 9 and the 33, which is that 33 is that beautiful expression in totality. So with that, thank you. I love you. And it is done. Thank you all for participating, because together we are unstoppable and limitless. It just makes me chill all over. I can feel it. Whew.
Thank you for listening to StarSeed Continuum, where we connect you to your highest evolutionary pattern. To learn more ways to play with the Star family or to be a part of this live interactive show, visit activateevolution.com. Now go and live your highest potential.